If you're a content creator and you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done, this is exactly how we use AI here at Midas to do the work of an entire media team with just one person. Newsletters, social media, videos, just your daily output that's required when you're growing a business or you're trying to grow a social media account. These are the steps that we lean on AI to produce the best results at 10 times the speed. And no, this is not a set it and forget it automation. I'll show you exactly how we combine AI and human judgment to scale output while keeping the quality exactly how we want it. No matter what type of content you're looking to create, there are 3 repetitive steps that you're gonna have to follow to always produce quality content for an audience. And when it comes to AI, repetitive tasks are where they are strong. So let's look at exactly how we're utilizing AI in our daily newsletter process. Now, just about 2 weeks ago, we launched the Midas Report. This is a daily email newsletter and media broadcast. We're looking at all the top stories that are happening in AI, and we deliver our thoughts on these stories so that they properly help business owners and decision makers. So we have a process of following the 3 steps to get quality content daily going out. Those 3 steps are, first off, researching the market. You're going to have to keep up to date with what's going on. You want to know the things that matter. You're going to be in the trenches often to get like ideas about what you want to talk about on a daily basis. It doesn't matter if you're an influencer, you're growing a business on social media, you're doing an email newsletter or a Discord. You have to consistently produce content, so you have to consistently research ideas and come up with those thoughts. Now, once you have that research process down, the second step is choosing out of all of the different stories which one you're going to talk about for the day. So it's kind of like a scoring system, quality score of what's going to be the biggest hit for the day to my audience. What can we talk about to get the most engagement and reaction? And then the third step is to create the content. All right, so all 3 of these steps AI can do very well. But one thing that a lot of people are trying to do is just completely automate this process, and that is not going to allow you to stand out in business. It is very, very important that you have a human element in there. You need to have a human decision maker in between every step. And the reason why, not only to stand out from the others, but you can't rely on AI to produce the best output 100% of the time. It doesn't matter how good your prompt is, how good your knowledge base is, how good the information you provided is. You're going to have like a 5% chance at best where the AI is going to give something that isn't really what you want. And if you have it automated to where that not quality output gets moved into the next step, then you are not going to have good outputs from that point on in the automation. So between every one of these 3 steps, you have to have a human in there making the decision and adding the different elements that make your brand and your personality, your vibe, your voice from what you're creating different and unique from just someone who can push a button and create an aggregated list of stories. So there's a lot of steps that you can put in there, but let's talk about how we're utilizing AI at the Midas Report in these 3 steps. Now, first off, step 1, the research phase. For years, we had a repetitive research process of just, being in the trenches, knowing what these stories are for the day, knowing what the top topics are, setting Google alerts so you know what's going on in niches, having RSS feeds that you're going to scroll through and choose the best stories. So we had that process, but AI does that very well. It takes a ton of information and puts it into a compact, easily understood kind of document at an extremely good rate. So that is where we lean on AI in this first step, is we have scraping tools out there. We have the RSS feeds connected, and every day the AI will go out, scrape all this information, and then bring it all back into a nice summarized fashion with links and topics, the headlines, the short summary, and things like that. Now, that would usually take hours of a human's time. Now, it just takes a few seconds, and we have that information every day at the same time before we start creating our newsletter. Now, the human editor has to come in here and make sure that those are all the best stories of the day. A lot of times, media, RSS feeds, social feeds, it might not pick up what just happened in the past like 3 or 4 hours or the past 24 hours, like a Grok 4 release, or just today or last night, the OpenAI agent released. So if the media hasn't talked about it yet, you might not get it, and you might know of it already if you're in the trenches, you're on social media, you're in the community out there. So you have a human editor coming in and adding and changing any of the stories that they think are relevant for what we're going to be talking about, what our brand wants to deliver. Now, on the second step, the choosing the story, this is where we can lean on AI to help us again. We create a modeling agent where we tell AI who our audience is and what to think, how they're going to react, what are the best stories for what we're trying to deliver, the needle-moving stories for our decision makers in business. That's what we're trying to deliver. So with the AI, we create a scoring system where it scrapes, goes through all of those topics, anything the human editor added in there, and it gives a rating system to tell our human editor again which stories we should choose for the day. Now, the AI will rank them in order for us to say these are the top 5 stories we think will have the biggest engagement and reaction from the audience, plus provide the best quality. So we have that suggested with AI, but we don't allow AI to make that final decision. Our editorial manager comes in and chooses what are our stories for the day, what are the angles, often even changing completely or combining stories together so that we have a unique voice, but we're delivering that daily media output that we need to for a company like the Midas Report here. So that's where the human editor comes in again. Now, the third step is creating the content, right? So obviously you can have AI write and create all of your content with automations, but that output isn't going to often be the best. It might not be in your voice. It might not have the 100% accuracy. It might have hallucinated. So again, you can create all your various content from the email newsletter to the web article to the social media post to the video script to the short form video clips you want to do. You can have that all generated with AI, but a human has to come in and put those pieces together, often rewriting, pretty much every time, rewriting the content at least a little bit to make it our voice, to make it fit, getting the base foundation of the articles through AI, leaning on that process, but putting that human brand voice element in there at every step. So that's how we are using AI to generate quality content at the Midas Report every day, but also produce a unique voice, a brand element, and really kind of do something unique and cool and different. And you can do this with any side of content creation. I mean, just on Facebook, on my personal profile here, we broke a million views last month with not even, doing too much. We're at 971,000 views right now. The day before, I had like 300 or something before there. Let's say last 60 days, where are we at? So 1.3 million views, and this is on an account, this is where I was the month before. Not posting ever, dead for months or even years, not posting on my personal account. Came back, applied the strategies, utilized AI to help me produce 5-10 times the amount of content I would, and at high quality, and we were able to get up to 1.3 million views here in the past 60 days of just, the Midas AI brand started 17 days ago. So we're at a very good point, getting things moving up. It looks like I just had 100,000 views today. I don't know what's popping off, but we have something going viral. But guys, that is how we want to use AI in our content creation. That's how you can really lean on it. Hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe to the channel here. We got lots more great content coming for you to show you how to use AI in your business, how to create cool stuff, and, get more done with AI.